It's been super cold outside and it's been snowing for 3 days. I felt the need to make myself something cozy. Let me tell you about my new sweater. I'm Madi with Madi Sews and welcome back. So it's been snowing a lot these past 3 days and it's been really cold outside. And don't get me wrong, I am not complaining because I really do love the snow. I love getting out there, building snowmen with my kid, just getting all frozen, coming back in, drinking all the hot beverages, making him hot chocolate. It's been really fun. But I needed something that was cozy and snuggly to wear. So I went ahead and I whipped up this sweater that I'm wearing now. Now this sweater is Simplicity 8738 and it's this pattern here. Look, I know, if you're looking at this pattern, you're saying, wow, really original? I know. In fact, let me show you this picture. Sometimes those creative juices just really go out of control. And well, sometimes they're just barely there. Before I get into the pattern details, let me just tell you a little bit about this fabric. So I actually picked this fabric up last year when Melanated Fabrics launched. If you're not familiar with them, Melanated Fabrics is actually a new online fabric store that Mimi G and Brittany J. Jones have put together. So they carry some really beautiful looking fabrics. I ordered this one and I actually got 4 yards of it thinking I was going to make a dress out of it. Because I really haven't been wearing a lot of dresses lately, I just thought that I'd get a lot more use out of an oversized sweater. And so that's why I actually chose to make Simplicity 8738. Now, I mean, the obvious thing, I made what she has on, which is view A. And it's funny because it's actually described as a mini dress. And well, when you're looking at this picture, okay, it's oversized, drop shoulders, you know, bigger looking sleeves, big old turtleneck. And it does look quite long on her, but that's really what drew me to it, right? What kind of threw me off about this pattern, just from the beginning, and it's really not that even that big of a deal, was the sizing. I tend to really go off of the finished measurements that they have listed on the patterns or on the pattern envelopes, just because I've found that there's just so much ease with these things, especially when they're already designed to be oversized, that it ends up just swallowing me. So just looking at the finished measurements, the bust for a medium is 48 inches wide. Well, my full bust is 44 inches. And so knowing that I have narrower shoulders than most of these patterns tend to call for, I thought the medium was going to be just fine. I did grade out to a large to accommodate my hips, but to be honest, I don't really think that I needed that with this pattern. So you can see here that this pattern has the drop shoulder, and that shoulder actually comes down quite a distance with some really wide sleeves. I did have to shorten the sleeves just a tad, and I did omit the little thumb holes that they call for in the actual seam here. I didn't think it was necessary for a sweater like this, so I just left them out. You know, view A is actually described as a mini dress. And when I was looking at the tissue pattern, I thought, oh, well, okay, it'll be like, you know, mid-thigh. No problem, it'll still look cute with my jeans and stuff. So I just decided to go with the mini dress. Well, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't drafted for someone who was 5'4", and I really should have measured it, because when I was done sewing this dress up, this dress came past my knees. I mean, just picture in your head this long, oversized dress that goes past my knees. And at that point, the sleeves were like to my fingertips. It was just kind of funny looking. But really, it was not anything that could not be remedied by just cutting off a couple of inches and calling it a day. The coziest thing on this sweater has got to be this turtleneck here. It's just so nice. And honestly, I mean, it's just like one long pattern piece that you fold over and just sew on. All of my edges on this thing are just serged. Because I didn't even bother taking this over to my sewing machine and I used my serger to make it, the 5/8 seam allowance really shrunk, which was another reason why I felt that going with that medium was definitely the way to go, and why I probably didn't even need to grade out to a large at the hips. To hem the bottom and the sleeves, I went ahead and just used a zigzag stitch all the way around, and it worked out nicely. Well, there's my copycat version of Simplicity 8738. Do we look like sisters? Okay, you all, there's really not much really to say about this pattern. It was a really easy sew. It came together quickly. It had very few pattern pieces. It was a little long. I remedied that by just cutting it shorter, and that's the basic gist of this entire thing. If you're still here hanging with me, thank you so much. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell notification so that way you know the next time that there's a new video. And until next time, I sincerely hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day. Bye.